All right, guys, so it's the player ratings and it finished Nottingham Forest 2, Brighton 3. Let's get into this. Evening, guys. Hope you're well. And like, what do you say, really? What do you say when things are just so obvious that they're going to happen and then they happen? And that's the frustrating thing for me, because honestly, Brighton were not as good as you would expect them to be. I mean, they've been crap anyway. They haven't won in 6 until Forest do a Forest. And then you end up with a performance like that. Why is it when we score an early goal, the default reaction is to low block? Why is it? Why is it not? It's surely simple to understand that once you get the first goal, you've already got the team on the back foot. Why not put your foot on their throats and go for a second? What do? We go to what Cooper loves, and that's his default setting, which is low block. Now, was it designed by him? Was it the player's mentality doing that? I don't know. You guys decide on that one. But for me, that was the problem. Once we went 1-0 up, it's almost, I know it sounds stupid, but it's almost worse that we score early than we get a goal in like the 70th minute. And then we have to only low block for 20 minutes, because that's what it is with Forest. Soon as we get a goal, we don't know what to do. It's almost like, oh crap, we've scored earlier than we were expecting. That plan is now out the window. What do we do now? I don't know. Let's go to plan A, which is the same as plan B and same as plan C. Let's just go and low block. And all that happened was pressure was invited on, and you could feel it coming, even though Brighton weren't that good. I mean, the thing that annoyed me the most, there was a moment in the first half where Lewis Dunk was pigeon stepping up his own half, ball rolling. He was literally playing FIFA, right stick on the analog, ball rolling it, and no one would go and close him down. This is Lewis Dunk, who's one of the slowest players in the Premier League. You could dunk your donuts quicker than he can run, and no one is pressing them. And then eventually the mistake happens. They score their goal. The pass from Danilo was shocking in itself, but the pass was bad in their half. It went into their half. And then they come on the attack. And again, no one's pressing them. And then eventually, Ferguson takes a shot. I think Blackadema should have done better on that one, in my opinion, but it goes in. And then the second goal, just a bug standard issue cross from their right-hand channel. Einar didn't know his man was coming in on him. Poor from him. Header, in it goes 2-1. And then at that stage, you're like, halftime, we've got to see some changes. We said at halftime, get that plank of Deadwood off. He's useless. He's completely useless. At least chuck on Origi, who, by the way, did nothing anyway. And then you had to get Hudson-Odoi on. You had to get, because Elanga, after he scored his goal, by the way, great header from Elanga. What did he do for the rest of a half? Absolutely nothing. He was out of the game. So why wasn't Hudson-Odoi brought on, who actually made some change when he came on and won us the goddamn penalty? But then that third, the penalty. Some of you are saying it's soft. I don't think it was soft, because our penalty was in the exact same scenario. What is Chris Wood doing there? What is he doing there? He's playing literally in between the centre backs, and he loses his man. His man goes across him and he just pushes down on his shoulders. It was pathetic. It was pathetic. And then finally we saw some changes. Danilo comes off. Danilo was poor in that game. Danilo was poor. Those people are saying, oh, Sangare's been an issue. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. You just don't notice what he's doing on the pitch. And then Callum Hudson-Odoi gets us the penalty. It was 100% a penalty, because it was in the exact same scenario as what Chris Wood did, and Dunk had to go off because he was the last man. I don't know if there was double jeopardy rules or what have you, but I'm sorry. The game for me was lost after we scored the first goal, and we went into this negative mentality at home. Instead of pushing the accelerator down, we literally pulled the handbrake up. It's a goddamn joke. It's the limitations of Cooper that he doesn't know what to do next if we score early. And that for me is a huge, huge frustration. Then we get a penalty back, and I'm there thinking maybe we can get a goal. Stevie Wonder, thank you for subscribing. I mean, that sums it up. The blindness in the way some of our passes were today as well. Stevie Wonder could have made better passes in that midfield than we were doing. So hard for us to find a man, and that was when it was 11 versus 11. It's a complete joke, man. It's a joke against a Brighton team. Let me remind you that I hadn't won in 6. And there will be all the happy clappers coming out now saying, yeah, but it's Brighton. They're in Europe. They've got the Brighton model. All this stuff. What were you lot saying in the build up to this in the week? You were all predicting a Forest win. So how can you be hypocrites now against the Brighton team without Matoma, with like 400 players that got injured during that match, and then suddenly it'll be like, yeah, Brighton, this European team and their Brighton model. Shut the fuck up, man. Seriously. I'm just frustrated. I wasn't annoyed at halftime. I genuinely thought at halftime Cooper would make some changes, maybe rally the troops up, get them going, and that just didn't happen. It did not happen. And that's the frustration for me. There's so many frustrating things on it. Let's get into the player ratings. There's like 300 of you already in here. Please hit the like if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed. All the usual BS, man. Let's get on with this shit, man. Okay, deep breaths, deep breaths. Let me take a sip of happy clapper juice. Composed. Okay, let's get into this. So let's start with the goalkeeper, guys. Actually, we can't start with the goalkeeper because I got the freaking thumbnail there, which isn't. Shit, get off the screen, you stupid thumbnail. All right, Blackademus. Blackademus, didn't think he was that good. I don't know why there's a 6 on that screen. Just fuck. All right. Brandon, thank you for the £2. Well said. It's time for Cooper to leave fuming. I haven't said Cooper out, by the way, for all you sadistical pricks out there, yeah? I haven't said it yet, but I am freaking close because his limitations show yet again. Yet again. Yet again. And Marinakis was at that game. Marinakis was at that game. Anyway, Vlachodimos, I didn't think he was that good today, guys. I think he should have done better on the first goal. And yeah, as N2 says, he kind of hasn't really saved anything, has he? Is Turner better than him? I don't know. I don't really care, man. It's like there shouldn't be a need for those chances to be created in the first place. There shouldn't be a need for it. But I think he should have done better with the first goal. And I'm just annoyed. What? Oh, fuck. Sorry, 1 second. Why is that stupid thing come up? For those of you watching on the podcast, skip forward like 5 seconds. All right, there we go. Okay. I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10, man. I just don't think he was good today. 5 out of 10. From me for Vlachodimos. Oh, by the way, get your player ratings in. The link's pinned in the chat, or just type in exclamation mark Cooper, not Cooper, exclamation mark rate, one word in there. Let's see what you guys went for him. You gave him a 5.48. Not too dissimilar. Problem with Forest goalkeepers, man. They come on their first game, pumped up, they have a great game, and then they just fade a little. I remember seeing that with Navas as well last season. I got to fly through these because, guys, I got my freaking anniversary. I'm going to be in a really good mood tonight, yeah. Fake smile on, chin up. This is what a Forest fan has to do. It just ruins your weekend, man. I can't just go back to playing Sundays, man. At least you can enjoy a Saturday again. Anyway, Blackademus for me, a 5.58 from you guys. At right back, Einar. Einar was good until that mistake. And okay, it wasn't like a catastrophic mistake, but it was still a mistake. And I still think he's one of our best players. I really do. And it's just like, that mistake was, he needs to be aware of his surroundings. Outside of that, I thought his overlapping was good. He produced, there was this one overlap he did with a lovely step over, ball whipped in and what have you. But again, you can't mark him high. You know what it is, guys? There was no passion in the game. There was no energy in the game from both sides. I would chuck this one at Brighton as well. And we're at home. You can understand why it wouldn't be with Brighton, but at home, where was the passion? Where was the desire? Where's the hunger? That's the word I'm looking for. There's no hunger within this team. Do they get a bollocking at halftime? Do they get the riot act read to them when you've just conceded in injury time before you go in? Or are they there all getting a massage in their orange juice or cup of tea or whatever? Where's the passion, man? I'm giving him a 5. 5 for me from Einar. You guys have gone a 5.7. Okay. You're all free to make your own choices. Please get those player ratings in. It's a live count, so as soon as you do it, it goes straight up on the stats. What did you guys go? 5.7. Oh, trust me. I see what you lot are saying about Wood. And don't worry, we're coming on to that prick in just a minute. Fucking prick, man. Seriously. All right. Who's after Einar? Niakate. Niakate. It was all right. How can you say all right? Like, is my standards dropping? This is what I'm worried about. I go back to something that Ant said. Are my standards dropping when I literally just said he was all right? How can it be all right when we've conceded 3 goals? That's the bit that's confusing me here. I don't actually think he played bad. I thought he was actually quite solid. He had one poor clearance, wasn't it, in the first half? But it's just like, I feel like my standards are dropping. They've just broken me down slowly but surely to drop my standards. That's what's happened. That's what's happened. So I'm going to give him a 5. To be honest, there shouldn't be many players above a 5 in this game. I'm giving him a 5 out of 10. This could be quite an easy player rating to do, but whatever. He's getting a 5 from me. What are you guys saying? Niakade 5.5, not too consistent. Niakade 6 from Chucker. No offense, Stevie, you support Brighton, you don't watch us. What's this Stevie Wonder? You guys shouldn't expect top 10 at all. Is he a Brighton fan? Well, Brighton aren't even a proper football team, man. You're just pointless. You have no history. No one cares about Brighton. No one supports Brighton. No one gives a shit about Brighton. People just go to Brighton in the summer. You're literally a summer club. That's all you are. Your stadium's crap. Your players are crap. You're just a feeder team. You're just a feeder team. You know what you are? You're like, I got some mates that work at Amazon. That's all you are. You pack the packages so that the people at the receiving end can benefit from your packing. That's all you are. That's all you are. You're an Amazon packer. That's it. Because you can't hold on to any decent player you have. You have no history. No one cares about you. And you just send your good packages on for someone to benefit from. That's what you are. But they beat us. That's true, Simon. That's true. Says a lot about us. I don't care if it's harsh. Truth is the truth. Anyway. Niakase was a 5 from me. What have I done him on this one? You guys said 5 point... chat rating 5.83 from you guys. 5.78 now. See, it's all live. It's all live. 5. We'll round that up to 5.8. Just sounds salty, mate. I genuinely go back to everything I've ever said about Brighton, freaking Stevie Wonder, and see if I've ever said anything different. There's no salt in there. It's just pure facts. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on. The fact that you're on a Forest channel tells you everything you need to know about Brighton and their fan base. That's what it tells you. That's what it tells you. Okay. Anyway. Niakate done. Murillo. Again, Murillo is all right. I'm dropping my standards here. I know. But let's just get Murillo up. He was all right. He was all right. He doesn't deserve to be on the losing team. That's what I would say about Murillo. Solid defender. To be honest, the centre backs were okay in general. But I can't score him high even though I thought he did well. So I'm going to give him a 6. Because we still lost to a crappy fake Premier League team. And therefore, he just gets a 6 from me. Even though, like, had we won, he'd be about an 8. If that makes sense. But for me, he's a 6 on that. You guys are gone a 6.7 on Murillo. What I will say is he is a gem. We found an absolute gem there. The South American recruitment team, hats off to you. At least something good is working. The one good thing that's working in our club is the way they're recruiting in South America. Hopefully we can get Leonardo in because we goddamn need a striker. Okay, let's move on and let's talk about Tuffalo. Tuffalo. Let me just find him. Hold on. Tuffalo. Not as effective, I would say, as he has been in previous games. His corners were way better. Way better. Is anyone in Hooters on this stream? You in Hooters already? I know. I know what you're saying, Chuck. Oh, that tackle by Murillo. Yeah, that probably should give him a 7 for that tackle alone. It was a good save. But I don't want to score anyone high because of the performance. I don't want to lower my standards anymore. I don't want to lower my standards. I'm sorry, you may not agree with me, but there's a collective responsibility amongst the whole team with this result as well. A collective responsibility. Tuffalo, I don't think he was as good as the Villa and West Ham matches, but I don't think he was bad. Again, this is the weird thing. If you look across the back line, they weren't too bad, which tells you what? The mistakes came not from individual defensive, apart from Ainars, but in terms of us playing too freaking deep. That's what it is. Wolvie got too many. Are you not getting ads on this as well? My God, I apologize, but take it up with YouTube. I'm going to give Tuffalo a 6 out of 10. I just don't want to give anyone a high score. You guys not too far off, 6.2. Let's just get that up. So 6 out of 10 for me. And a 6.2 from you guys. Shit, that's the wrong one. Hold on. Guys, I need advice on how to pretend I'm in a good mood because it's my freaking anniversary, man. And I'm sitting here talking about how crap we played today. Brilliant. Thank you, Forrest, for ruining my evening. Tuffalo done. Let's move on and talk about Danilo. Now, we do need to talk about Danilo because I didn't think he was good today. I'm sorry to say. I would say he has some responsibility on the first goal. I would put it's not 100% for me because the ball was lost really high up the pitch. Thank you, Keith. Appreciate it, bro. Is he match fit? Has he been rushed back in? Is he ready to go back into the first team? Are we forgetting that before he got injured against Chelsea, he was actually pretty crap this season? Are we still living off what he did last season? I still think he's a quality player, but I don't think he's match fit or match sharp. But that mistake for me was pretty poor, to be honest. The pass, we were kind of building. The problem was we were starting a counter-attack. And because of the poor pass, it turned into a counter-attack. That makes sense. And then we ended up kind of at sixes and sevens, didn't really recover, lost the ball, lost the goal. And then from there, it was just inevitable that it was going to happen. I'm going to give him a 4 for me. 4 out of 10. Probably harsh. I don't really care right now. I'm just too pissed. You guys are gone a 5. I just want to go to bed, man. That's what I want to do. I just want to go to bed. All right. Danilo from you guys was a 5. Okay. Mangala. I'll say Mangala was decent today. Mangala seems to be playing the CDM role really nicely. Apart from that silly error that he made, again, we're talking about errors, aren't we? That one where towards the end and Murillo had to save his anus. Apart from that, I thought he was pretty good-ish in terms of the overall performance. Happy birthday, Peter. Hope you're having a good... Well, I know you're not, but... The sentiment is there. So have a good day, mate. So I'm gonna give Mangala a 6. I'm not going any higher than a 6 today. I'm sorry, but they don't deserve. And until they start showing me some passion, some desire, some hunger to win a game, to kill a game off, then I'm sorry, no one deserves higher than a 6 for me. You guys have gone 5.9 for Mangala, but I will still say it. He is really good. He is really, really good. Really good. The whole team looked tired in the second half, lacking the stamina. How do they train Coops? All the midfield were crap, says Pat. I'm back. I've just been punching myself in the nub for the last 5 minutes. Mark. Each to their own, Mark. Each to their own. You guys went 5.9. Is that? Oh, fuck me. Where is it? All right, 5.9. I know what you're saying, Phil. 7, yes. 2 to 6 for all of them. Job done, says yeah, it basically is that, isn't it? All right, Dominguez. I'll be honest with you guys. The only thing I noticed about Dominguez today was his Eminem style haircut. That's really all I noticed. Am I being harsh? Maybe. I can't even find his picture. Hold on. What's his name again? Dominguez. There it is. I don't know, man. He didn't do much for me. I'll be honest with you guys. I always am. And, you know, maybe you guys will disagree. But what did he really do on the pitch today? Yeah, number 8. I'd agree with that. Did he play? If he wasn't blonde or bleach blonde today, that's all I saw. I'll give him a 4. A 4 for me. I don't know what you guys did, but let's have a look. So I'll give him a quick 4 out of 10 there. You guys went 5.4. Fair enough. 4 out of 10 for Dominguez for me. And you guys went... Where the frick is it? 5.4. I'm just deflated, man. I'm just deflated. He was a bit Freuler 2.0 today, Cujo. That's not a bad description of him, but his hair stuck out. His hair did stick out. So credit to him on that. Okay, let's move into the attack. Now, I thought Morgan Gibbs-White was actually decent today. There was a couple of silly spinneroonie tricks that he tried. His cross was decent if he meant it for Elanga. I still have a funny feeling he meant it for Wood. But I would actually say that was probably an all-round decent performance from him. Decent performance. In spite of how... And he was tracking back and he was defending all right. I still just don't like him out wide, guys. I just don't think it works very well. So I'm going to give him... Technically, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10, but I'm not giving him a 7. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 because I'm just taking one off everyone because I freaking hate them all right now. They're all pissing me off. Apart from Morgan Gibbs-White, who did all right. But I thought he was decent. I'd probably say, I think someone just mentioned their potential man of the match candidate. Probably. 6.9. Yeah, like I said, it'd be a 7, but I'm just knocking one off out of anger. So I'm going to give him a 6. And you guys have given him a 6.9. But if he can keep playing like that, then there's hope that he can get some form. Oh, and he scored the penalty. Let's not forget the penalty as well. I don't know why I've forgotten that, but whatever. Okay. Should we do it? Should we talk about him? Christopher Wood. There are no real words that need to be said. There's nothing that I haven't said since the minute we signed this prick that need to be repeated. Knocking one out in... Did I say that? I don't know. I'm done with him. His level is Luton, Burnley, and Sheffield United. And shock horror, the 3 goals he scored this season were against Sheffield United and Luton, I think, if I remember rightly. So, what's the point in him? He's got no pace. He can't jump. He doesn't really bring anyone into play. As Ant said yesterday, he's not a goal scorer, which I still don't understand Ant's argument. But... he's shit. I'm sorry to swear, but I'm just going to talk straight. He's absolutely shite. It's absolutely shite. And those Forest fans that get erections every time he scores, it just baffles me. It really does. Because Mope scored 2 weeks ago against someone. I can't remember who it was. Was it West Ham? It was West Ham, right? Does that now make Mope a good striker? No. And then Chris Wood, he will score against championship teams like Burnley and Sheffield United. And that's his level. Or he'll score from an inch out, you know? And he's not on 100k Tenerife. He's on 90k. 90k a week. We are paying 90k a week. 90k a week because someone's in Steve Cooper's senior management team or whatever he calls it. I just can't deal with him. We need I would literally upgrade a song from the youth team and put him ahead of Chris Wood. And sorry, Simon, apologies. It's YouTube. It's not me. And I'm just done with him. I'm done. I would rather play with 10 men. I would rather play with 10 men than have this plank of shit up front who is absolutely useless. You may as well, as Crypto said, we may as well get IU back in because IU would win headers at least. Even though he was like Ez's height, IU wins more headers than Chris Wood. Argue with me on that point. IU is a better headerer of the ball than Chris Wood. I dare someone to argue that back with me. I dare someone to argue that back with me. I'm giving this prick a 1. 1. That penalty, what was he doing, man? What was he doing? He's an absolute bellends, man. 1 out of 10 from me. I know it's YouTube getting greedy. They really are. They're forcing ads on everything now. 3.3 from you guys. I think that's way too high. Way too high. Way too high. I think I was too high with a 1. But whatever. You guys are going to 3.3. Cool. Each to their own. So if you think I'm generous, they've got 3.3, bro. You speak to your fellow chatties, man. You speak to your fellow chatties. Ez is a better header of the ball than Wood. To be fair, his header the other day wasn't too bad. I'll give him that. YouTube is losing a lot of money. They're getting desperate, are they? I don't know. I don't keep up with the YouTube state of play. I can barely keep up with Forest these days. Okay, who's next? Elanga. Like I was really excited when Elanga scored today because I was kind of hoping that would kick him on into the match because we scored the goal early. The problem, why is Morgan Gibbs-white there? It's off. Chris Wood, get off my screen. Thank you. Sorry to shout. Elanga for me was good for 3 minutes and then just faded out of the game. His header was fantastic. It was really like flush header into the corner. Remember, you can see the goals if you haven't already, ! Goal if you're a member. But outside of that, he just didn't do too much for me. I'll be honest with you guys. So I'm going to give him a the fastest mark scene would be. Don't start me. Don't start me with these things. I don't know what to give him is the honest answer. Because how much weight do you give a goal? You give it a lot if we win. We didn't win. So I don't know. I think he's got so much potential though. I think he's so much potential. And so I agree with that. Elanga can't perform if we're asking slow block after 3 minutes. But he kind of can because he needs to be the outlet ball with his pace. He needs to be the outlet ball with his pace. And he wasn't really doing that. So I don't know. I'm going to give him... I'll probably give him a 6 because he scored the goal. But nah, I'm giving him a 5. Because we didn't win. He didn't do anything after that goal. I'm sorry. Jason proper wants Lopetegui in, man. I gave him a 5. You guys got 6.5. I get it. I understand your guys' sentiment, but I'm not going to argue too much on that. You're giving the goal a lot of weight. Honestly, he didn't do anything after that for me. That's why I'm giving him a 5. So 5 out of 10 for me. Okay. And then there was like no subs for like an hour, man. It was like even they scored. The subs should have happened at halftime. We'll get into that sub stuff in a second. I can't even remember the subs. I don't even want to remember the subs. Let me bring on. Who is the first sub, chat? sub. It was, let's have a quick look on my screen here. Hudson-Odoi. Okay, Hudson-Odoi I actually liked when he came on. I thought he was good, won us the penalty, looked busy. He can actually dribble with the ball, man. And he's a decent player, a steal at 3 million. Like, night and day compared to Chris Wood. I'm actually going to give him a 6. I thought he was all right. And that's with the sub rule as well. I'm going to give him a 6. So without the sub rule, he was a 7. With the sub rule, he's a 6. That's how I've worked my maths out. You guys have got a 5.6 for him. I think that's a little harsh, guys. I think that's a little bit harsh. 5.6, that's quite low. Next on was Origi. Like, if I'm going to be harsh to Chris Wood, I'm going to be harsh to Origi as well. It's only fair. He shit. He does nothing. Did he create anything? And the thing is, you can forgive Wood because everyone knows he's slow. Origi isn't actually that slow, right? But he just doesn't do anything. All I remember in all his time at Forest so far, he's had that one shot against West Ham where he hit the goalkeeper. I still stand by what I said when the transfer window closed, that I would have gone for Batshuayi over Origi. Now, there is talk that Origi is going to be sent home in January. The loan will be terminated. I have no problems with that because he's not offering us anything. I'd go a step further. I'd send Chris Wood with him as a free deal. But I didn't see him at all. I'm just going to give him a 3. He's not good enough. He's not good enough. Our backup strikers are crap. We are in trouble with Taiwo out. We really are. You guys went 4.7 for him. And then who was next? Ryan Yates. Let's get Yates up. Look, Yates, that header he missed was appalling. I don't think he played bad when he came on, but that 50 pence head, man, is just on some next level. He got, didn't he, 2 back-to-back headers within the space of a minute, and it was poor. It was poor heading. Overall, he did come in, and to be fair to him, he showed some energy, some fight, but he needs to learn how to header, man, seriously. I'm going to give him a subs 5 out of 10 for me, because at least he can go off the pitch and say he tried to impact the game a bit. Didn't really impact, could have and should have scored the winner, but didn't. So I'm giving him a 5. You guys have basically given him a 5 for 4.98. It couldn't be rounded anymore. Yates made the team better, but missed an easy opportunity. That's the frustration with Yates. That's the frustration for me with Yates. He's a good impact sub. But if he's going to impact, he actually has to impact. You see what I'm saying? Okay, so that was Yates. And then that brings us to Williams. I did actually notice him. He was getting down the wing a bit. Did he put a couple of... I'm struggling to remember too much. I remember a couple of crosses. Nothing too like showstoppy or headline grabbing. He's just 5 for me. Just a straight up 5. You guys went 5.5 with him. Please don't forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. Okay, that brings us on to the manager. So let's go. Fuck's sake, hold on. Who's behind him there? Williams. Where's Williams gone? Go away, Nico. Okay, so Cooper. Team selection. Okay. Like, what would I... In fact, you got... No, that's probably harsh. There's not too much you could have done different on that team. Once we found out Sangare had an illness. I'm still not convinced about Morgan Gibbs-White being out on the right, despite what I said about it. Jace is already messaging saying, see you guys Monday. He's happy. Poor Visa. By the way, Visa, as I've mentioned, will be on again on Beat the Drop this Monday, so make sure you check it out. The thing for me is the team selection was fine, It's the mentality and the tactics and the approach. As I said at the start of the video, and I feel like I've calmed down a bit. I've got a lot off my chest in this last half hour. So thank you guys for sticking with me. It really does help. I hope you guys get some same relief as well. But it's exactly, Brandon. It's not the selection, it's the tactics. You don't go 1-0 up and then think, okay, we'll low block for 87 minutes. You're an idiot. I'm sorry, Cooper, to say that. And people may say, I think it sounds like you're an idiot if you think you can low block in the Premier League for 87 minutes and hold on to a league. It won't work. It won't work. Mistakes will happen. Opportunities will arise. That's football. And I'm just going to talk it straight. The tactics were poor. As I said, we scored too early, and that goes, he hasn't got a plan B, guys. He hasn't got a plan B. Or even an A-star plan. It's like, okay, so our plan is we want to counterattack Brighton. This is how we beat them last year. I'm on board with that. The problem is, once you get the early goal, there needs to be an A-star tactic. Yeah, well, okay, now we're up, right? What we need to do is play a mid-block here. We've got to make sure Elanga and Morgan Gibbs-White hold a width and hold high up. And we just ignore Chris Wood. That's our best opportunity. We ignore Chris Wood. Get the ball sprayed out wide. Murillo can get those passes out. But what happened was, and keep the attackers and the wingers pressing the Brighton defense to keep them under pressure. There was none of that. There was none of that. I don't know if he did or not, Patrick. I don't know if he did or not tell them to go into low block. But my gut instinct is, yeah, he did. Because if he saw it from the sideline and he saw them going into a low block, why wasn't he screaming about them? Why wasn't he screaming at them to get forward? Because that's his job to do. So clearly he was happy with a low block. Jason saying Swansea warned us. They did. I've warned you about the tactics. But I still felt we could have got back into it, but we didn't. Look, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I haven't got the amount of heartbeats left in me to just freaking, I don't know. And then the substitutions, he went back to subbing too late. I've praised him. I've praised him the last 2 games. Yeah. I think substitution wise, it was good. The players he brought on was good, etc. Today, he just went back to normal Cooper mode. Substitutions were too late. Only, I'd say, Yates and Callum Hudson-Odoi impacted the game in any slight significance. And it was too late. The substitutions had to be done at halftime. Exactly what number 8 said there. Exactly what I was saying at halftime. Wood had to go off. I would have taken Elanga off and brought Callum Hudson-Odoi there because I thought Morgan Gibbs-White was doing all right. And then the Danilo one, look, yeah, he didn't have a great game, but you could have brought, I mean, he hasn't even put Santos on the bench, but that's a whole other debate. So the subs for me should have been at halftime. He should have read them the riot act. And I don't think he did because they didn't. Okay, I froze. I'm back. I don't think he read them the riot act at halftime because when they came out in the second half, there wasn't any of that punch in there. So I'm sorry, Cooper. I've got to give you a 3 out of 10. I don't know why I'm saying sorry. You should be saying sorry to us because that was poor. 3 out of 10 for me. You guys have gone for a 3.6. Okay. This computer is starting to lag. So I think I'm just going to say that Morgan Gibbs-White is the man of the match for Forest. Shit, what have I done here? There. I think Morgan Gibbs-White, for me, man of the match. Maybe Murillo there. But yeah, I need to go and get ready, guys. So we will have Grumpy Old Reds tomorrow night. It's probably going to be Therapy Old Reds tomorrow night. And I got to go and have a shave, a shit, and a shower. So please do hit that like button. I'm sorry I've ranted, but look, what I will say to all the crybabies who watch this later on, or maybe they're hiding in the chat, yeah, understand this is raw. This is straight after the match. I'm not going to hide my emotions. I'm not going to hide how I feel. Maybe tomorrow I'll wake up after, having a better night and I think, okay, it was Brighton, blah, 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 and I can happy clap a little. But right now, this is how I feel about it. And it is what it is. So, okay. Thank you all for tuning in. Please get the likes up to over 100 if you haven't hit that like button already. There's only 67 likes in there. A shit in the shower to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, Keith. Why not? Thank you all for the happy anniversary wishes. I'll pass it on to Mrs. Wolverine as well. I will see you guys tomorrow on Grumpy Old Reds for a therapy session. Enjoy the rest of your weekend if you can.